You saw it first on Fox. One of America's most powerful senators is demanding answers from the FBI in regards to its investigation into the suspected marathon bombers. Fox Undercover's Mike Bodette was the first to bring you the story.
This is the letter from Senator Chuck Grassley. He's demanding answers from the FBI. What did they know about the Tsarnaev brothers, and when did they know it? The senator says he already asked the FBI some of these questions months ago, but still hasn't gotten any answers. There are also questions some of our law enforcement sources have been asking for months. Could the murder of MIT police officer Sean Collier have been prevented by the FBI? It's an astounding question that the FBI denies adamantly, but it's an issue that's being raised in this sharply worded letter to the FBI from Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, the ranking member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Collier was killed 3 days after the marathon bombings, allegedly ambushed by Tamerlan and Jahar Tsarnaev while sitting in his cruiser. Shot in the head just hours after the FBI released photos and videos of the suspects, appealing to the public for help in identifying them.
If you see these men, contact law enforcement. If you know anything about the bombings or the men pictured here, please call the telephone listed on the photo arrays. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI.
But Senator Grassley is questioning whether the FBI in fact knew the identity of the Tsarnaevs before the Bureau released those images. In this letter to FBI Director James Comey, Grassley writes, "Did the FBI have the suspects under physical surveillance at any time prior to releasing the photos to the public?" Grassley also says his office has learned through sources that in the hours leading up to the shooting of Collier and the death of the older suspect involved in the bombing, uniformed Cambridge Police Department officers encountered multiple teams of FBI employees conducting surveillance in the area of Central Square in Cambridge. It is unclear who the FBI was watching, but these sources allege the Cambridge Police Department was not previously made aware of the FBI's activity in Cambridge. Grassley asks, was the surveillance being conducted in Cambridge on either of the Tsarnaev brothers, their associates, or people later confirmed to be their acquaintances? And the tough questions don't end there. Remember, Tamerlan Tsarnaev had previously been on the FBI's radar after the Bureau was warned about him in 2011 by the Russian government. Grassley wants to know if the FBI tried to use a method it often uses in terrorism cases, a sting operation in which undercover agents and informers pose as terrorists. Did the FBI attempt to use the tactic of recruitment or a sting operation with Tamerlan Tsarnaev? If not, why not? Another question, other than Tamerlan Tsarnaev's interview by agents following the warning from Russia, has the FBI had any other contact with either of the brothers? A lot of uncomfortable questions in here for the FBI, but our sources say there may be an explanation for why some of the FBI surveillance teams were in Central Square before the shooting of Sean Collier. We've learned several MIT students were being looked at as suspects. The FBI in Boston insists it did not know the identity of the Tsarnaev brothers when it released the images of them to the public. I also spoke with the FBI's special agent in charge in Boston, Rick Delorier, who retired after the bombings. He is adamant that his office only learned the identity of the Tsarnaevs after Tamerlan was killed during a shootout in Watertown and was fingerprinted. I'm Mike Bodette for Fox Undercover.
And the head of the Boston FBI office releasing a statement in response to Senator Grassley's letter. The special agent in charge says the Tsarnaev brothers were never sources for the FBI and goes on to say members of the Joint Terrorism Task Force did not know their identities until shortly after Tamerlan Tsarnaev's death. Nor did the Joint Terrorism Task Force have the Tsarnaevs under surveillance at any time after the assessment of Tamerlan Tsarnaev after that was closed in 2011. Obviously, a lot of scrutiny on this topic. Stay with Fox 25 for continuing coverage.